usual. It was unlike anything we've ever seen.
Tools could not scratch it, scans could not explain it, and the symbols carved around its middle did not match anything on Earth.
Whether it is a purely extraterrestrial origin or a mix of an ancient human extraterrestrial development.
Scientists argued over what it was, but the mystery took a sharp turn when Bob Lazar stepped in. He noticed something hidden in the markings that no one else saw, and what he unlocked pushed the entire investigation into new, frightening territory. What he found will blow your mind. The fall over Buga, a sphere not meant for Earth. The fall over Buga began on a quiet night when a sharp streak of light cut across the sky. Farmers later said it looked like a burning star moving too fast to belong there. A few seconds after the streak vanished, a deep thud rolled across the fields. It was not loud in the usual way. It felt more like pressure moving through the ground, enough to make windows vibrate and animals shift nervously in their pens. By morning, villagers started walking toward the area where the sound had come from. They found a round metal sphere sitting in a shallow dent in the soil. It was about the size of a medicine ball. The ground was freshly broken around it, but the sphere itself looked untouched. There were no dents, cracks, or burn marks. The surface felt cold even while the sun rose higher. People who touched it said the temperature made no sense, as if the object ignored the heat around it. Word spread quickly, and curious locals gathered until officials arrived to block the area. Before they could stop anyone, several videos had already been posted online. They showed the strange metal surface glowing slightly in the morning light. Some viewers claimed it looked too smooth, almost like liquid frozen in a perfect shape. Scientists soon reached the site with tools that were supposed to cut through almost anything. They placed drills against the surface, but the bits sparked and skidded off without leaving a mark. Diamond cutters did no better. One of the metallurgists watching the tests said the sphere behaved like a material beyond anything in their catalogs. When they looked at the surface under portable microscopes, they found no seams, welds, or grain lines. It did not look manufactured in any known way. One expert said it felt like something grown, not built, although he could not explain what that meant. While equipment failed to make physical changes to the object, something else caught the attention of the team. The sphere bent light in a strange way. Sunlight seemed to curve along its surface instead of bouncing off it with a normal shine. This created a faint, shifting halo that changed shape whenever someone moved nearby. Even more unsettling was what happened when they placed a small generator close to it. The sphere gave off a low hum, steady and flat, almost like a quiet vibration inside the metal. Every time they adjusted the distance or the type of electrical source, the hum changed slightly. These early tests pushed the investigation forward at a fast pace. Officials tried to keep the site secure, but the leaked videos had already attracted global interest. People online argued over whether the sphere was a weapon, a meteor, or something from outside Earth. Scientists who watched the footage privately wondered the same thing. Nothing in their first measurements or tests offered a familiar answer. The sphere refused to act like any known object. It felt engineered, but not with any technique used by humans. It created a sense of quiet warning, as if the object was waiting for someone to understand it. Everything changed when researchers discovered strange markings carved around its middle. Symbols of intent, glyphs, layers, and a living blueprint. Before Bob Lazar came on board, the sphere was taken to a secure laboratory in Cali. The facility was placed under tight control, and only a selected group of specialists was allowed inside. The team was led by physicist José Luis Velázquez, a man known for his sharp instincts and deep experience with unusual materials. Yet even he admitted that the Buga Sphere was unlike anything he had studied. He described it as something that felt intentional, as if it had been shaped with a purpose that no familiar science could explain. The first major discovery came when the team examined the sphere's midline with enhanced imaging tools. A single ring of 24 repeating symbols wrapped perfectly around the equator. These symbols were separated by 6 thin divider marks between each one. No strokes were out of place, and the precision looked absolute. When Velázquez compared the markings with global language databases, the system produced nothing. There were no matches to any alphabet, ancient or modern. The glyphs did not behave like letters or numbers. They repeated in a sequence, yet the structure suggested something more controlled than simple decoration. The team then moved on to imaging scans. They used X-ray systems, neutron scanners, and magnetic field mapping tools. What appeared inside the sphere challenged every assumption. Instead of gears, coils, or solid metal, the scans revealed folded layers that looked similar to biological tissues. The layers seemed to overlap and compress like organic structures. Velázquez said it reminded him of muscle fibers packed into a perfect spherical shape. These layers were dense but not rigid. They absorbed the scanning waves in a pattern that felt more alive than mechanical. At the center of the sphere was the most puzzling feature. A branching network of copper-like strands spread outward from a central dark node. The strands resembled neural pathways. They curved, split, and converged in patterns that looked too natural to be manufactured. The central node absorbed nearly all scanning signals, leaving its composition unknown. The geometry of the branching network matched harmonic ratios seen in living cells and magnetic field behavior. This connection to biological and electromagnetic systems opened a new line of thought that unsettled many researchers. The team brought in artificial intelligence models to study the symbols on the surface. After running pattern recognition tests, the AI produced a result that none of the researchers expected. The sequence of the 24 glyphs matched the electrical charge layout of a specific 24 amino acid neuropeptide. In biology, a neuropeptide is a molecule that carries signals between cells. The match was extremely precise, which made it difficult to dismiss as coincidence. This result bothered Velázquez because it suggested something very plain and unsettling. If the glyphs followed the same structure as a biological signaling molecule, then they were not meant to be read like a sentence. They were not decorative markings or a coded message for an outside observer. They behaved more like instructions that a living system would follow to carry out an action. In living organisms, molecules with similar patterns control very specific processes. They trigger growth, movement, memory formation, and chemical changes. So if the sphere's symbols had the same